Hey, Marushka. It's a bit late for you, isn't it? What are you doing up? Hello, Hope. Yeah, it's midnight. Oh, you got a headache. Oh. And I'm here trying not to set my house on fire because somehow the remainings of the like first of all I couldn't light this Palo Santo. So I kept like putting the matches that were out uh, on the same container, and now all of a sudden all of them are on fire. So I'm waiting for the fire to be the energy is too heavy, guys. Wait, guys, I'm going to be right back. I'm back. I finally was able to put out the fire. I was afraid that it was going to burn my whole house down. My pupils are dilated from doctor appointment and I'm in a restaurant. Oh, oh, yeah, I get the feeling. I once had, I never had gone to an eye doctor before when I was younger, and I remember the first time that I had to, they put those drops on me. Like, I remember going to the bus stop and I wasn't able to see the sign in my bus to see which bus was my bus to ride. Like, oh, guys, I swear it was a very weird experience that I'm glad it's funny now, but I remember I didn't understand anything and I went by myself and I couldn't see, and the harder I tried to look and to focus on the numbers, the I couldn't see. Yes, super destabilizing. Yes, that's the feeling. You are like, what do I do? And they don't even like give you a warning. Like they never explain to me. Like okay, I'm going to put this. They did make me wait. I believe that they put the drops and they left me on sort of waiting room and then they asked me to come back like half an hour, 40 minutes. But they never explained like that, on my way home I would be having these issues. It's not that you cannot see, you can see, but you cannot see the details at a distance. So that's very concerning. And then people that I told them about my experience, and they were like, "Oh, but you should have gone with company. You should have someone should have gone with you." And I was like, "But I didn't know. Like, how am I supposed to know if I never had that experience, that eye treatment, that eye test? I don't know. I don't know. It was so bizarre. Hey, Samara. It was so bizarre. Like, the lack of information, the confusion, and the awkwardness of it all. Like, yeah, no, no, never again. So each time you have to go to the eye doctor, you think like, oh my God, are they going to put those drops on me again? Actually, wasn't planning on bringing the cards because I was like, oh, I'm going to have a beer while I'm chatting with you guys, but I realized I do not have beer at my house. I have to buy. So maybe tomorrow. Um, I only have juice. I don't have I don't have beer at my house. I'm that actually I had to go and buy and I didn't want. I didn't want to do grocery shopping. Yeah. No, I mean I knew I had to, but I don't know, maybe I thought I had time to buy and then I was like, oh, I'm not going to buy. I don't want to. Something like this, like regretting. And also this is just like this is um Friday, so we still have Saturday, like or wine or whatever. But for example, tomorrow I am um, like I do have some readings to do. So maybe there was a reason why I didn't want to drink anything. You know, because I have a busy day tomorrow. So, and I'm going to start very early. So that's why probably I didn't want to drink today. Yeah, I didn't want to have like a headache or something like that. Um, yeah. The other day I was chatting with a colleague and I was showing off my my oracles, my new oracle decks that I haven't talked to her in a while, and we were talking about tarot courses and and some new things that we were trying with our clients, and the whole process. I'm also going to start like here in my country we call it like a specific a specialization kind of. That is like a course that it lasts the whole year. And I'm going to be like specializing on teenagers, counseling for teenagers. So yes, I'm going to sign up for those courses. If everything goes well, I will start with those. Um, and then we were talking about tarot, and she was telling me that she wanted to do a course about Egyptian tarot. I never actually was interested in the Egyptian tarot deck. I don't know. I believe I went once or twice to a class about Egyptian tarot. I even bought the deck and everything. And I just couldn't connect with the system. I couldn't connect with the system. Um, the teacher was really good. I mean, the teacher had been like a tarot reader that I had consulted a few years ago, so I knew her. I knew she was good. But I don't know, there's something about the Egyptian tarot that I don't, it distracts me. Like the images and the whole separation of the different fields. And I don't know, I guess that system is not for me. I don't. And also, she was like teaching us like a certain way to pull the cards. For example, a clockwise. It's not that you're shuffling the cards. You have to start like putting one card in clockwise, and until you run out of all of them, and then you have to shuffle, and then it sounded like a poker game, honestly. And I am a tarot reader that I do not go well with systematic readings. Like I prefer to go by the intuition and pull the cards that I want to pull, and not to have a sort of like, for example, the one spread that is very popular, and actually I studied it when I was really young, is the Celtic Club, the Celtic Cross. The Celtic Cross, um, it's a very known like spread, especially when you are beginning. They teach you how to put those cards, and each placement, like each card has a number, and each card has like a meaning, and it represents certain parts. But I don't know, I just don't follow those spreads. I mean, I can do them, but the only one that I can do that is like rounded is the zodiac wheel tarot reading. That's the one I can do. But I don't know. So she was telling me about this. Um, and I was showing off my oracles, the oracles that I got, the I Ching of Love, and then I showed her this, and I was like, telling her that I didn't get the original one. This is a copy, and she was very surprised because actually she wants to know also more about the astrological correspondences. She doesn't know much about astrology, so she wants to learn about astrology and tarot, so she can like incorporate both, like I do it sometimes. Um, and I was like, you should get this deck, because this deck we had it here when we do our questions, when we do our consultations here on the live. And actually the keyword and the answers that it gives are very like eye-opening. Sometimes they are very, this deck is very straightforward. Like I was like amazed. I was actually amazed by its how, yeah, how good it is. Like really, like it doesn't, the answer, it's very, it goes straight to the point. So I'm proud I got it. I was thinking that since this is a copy, I was like, maybe sometimes it can work and sometimes it doesn't. Like, and I haven't worked with it. Like, I actually like I asked for this, and the day that it arrived, it was the day that we were talking here, like on a live, and I started using it here. So I wasn't sure if the deck was ready to be used or was ready. I cleansed it, of course, but I wasn't sure if it was ready to work. Like I say, if it was ready to work, and it worked. Definitely, I'm surprised. So I'm not letting go of this. I have this. I have this. So I'm not letting go of this. So how are you guys? You've been really quiet. I have been talking by myself for 20 minutes. Yeah, I must say so everything. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we will toast. We will make a toast. We will go on BC. We will go on BC. So there's no recording involved. So so we are not like you know a bad influence for minors that are watching. So yes, save that social. It's not soshu. It's soju. Sorry, my accent. I struggle with my accent sometimes. The G in Korean names and words, it's so difficult for me. It's so difficult because we tend to use to say it like a Y. Um, so it's hard. Even when I try to pronounce it, it's difficult there. So guys, have you heard that we are done? We are not going to be witnessing the birth of NCT Hollywood. We got here to NCT Tokyo and that's it. Finally, finally, someone put a stop to those numbers. Thank God. Yes, definitely. Who would want to see NCT Hollywood? Oh my. Yes, such a great news. I believe it was the most reasonable video out of all the videos that they released. Like, it's like, my God, seriously, seriously. Like, and I was reading some comments, and people actually, and I'm surprised that there's a community that agrees to this. Not only the people that probably don't know about NCT system and they are just commenting. Also, the people that follow NCT are like, thank God. So yes, it sounded like chewing brand from supermarket. NCT was just a scapegoat, so they don't have to create a whole new problematic boy group. It's just that, um, I don't know. I think that the more people they introduce in that system specifically, um, sometimes it's like it narrows down the possibilities for the existent members to have, I don't know, a project for themselves, and I think that can create actually some kind of like weird environment among the members, about receiving new members, like, oh yes, it's as if you are an only child and all of a sudden you start like your parents start bringing in children and they're like, here, this is your new sibling, brother and sister, and you're like, I don't want them. Like, I didn't ask for them. Like, no, I prefer that they concentrate on the people that they have and that they have a lot of artists, so they better, give them. Yes, I can barely follow a group of five. Yeah. It's like give the ones that you have a better treatment, and that's it. That's it. Like, like If it's about quantity, if it's about numbers, yes, probably yes. SM has like the do they have, yes, the bigger amount of artists in a company? I believe they do. They have like probably the biggest number of artists in a company, K-pop company. They need to tell us still what they're going to do with Lucas. Like they want, like you have some things pendant in the air that you haven't like resolved. Like please concentrate. Mm. They have like 50 artists. It's a lot. It's a lot. A lot. The good thing that we can say, for example, I don't know, about NCT system is that, with this mashup that they have of the members, probably if there are some that start enlisting, they have the potential and the possibility to, you know, make groups of the foreigners or the people that are not going to go to the military and have them work. So I believe that that's what they have um, as a potential. They have that. But yeah, please make sure. I mean, first make sure that your artists get paid, because somehow I see that EXO feels like they are not seeing the money. Whenever I read for EXO, that's what I get. That they are like, okay, yes, your vision is really nice, everything is good, you sound very positive. Where is the money? Where is it? I still cannot. I envision it, but I cannot touch it. Like I don't know where is it. And it's sad because you don't pay the bills with dreams, with fantasies. Hope high pays them better than that. Mm, yeah, yes, I hope. I hope that they also like take better care of them, like psychologically, like really, like they should put like a therapist in there, like yeah, I know. That's why yes, that's why the guys didn't see it, because it was it had another purposes. Um, but that's also what happens when you work with someone for a long time, and and they make promises and you believe them, and you want to believe them because you feel like, oh, they are trustworthy. And business is business. Is like this. It's like this with SM. Is going to be like this for the all the companies. Like here, no one is creating or buying a company because they are angels. They want the money. They want the money. They want to get in your pockets. So, you know, the best thing about the SM artist fans is that they love talent. they are used to their artists being consistent with their talent. So the the SM artists like fans, you cannot fool them into buying cheap merchandise, or you know, the whole the whole tree of the SM. Oh, because you are fan of this artist, you have to buy tickets to the other artists, and then the other artist that comes out, you have to buy them their albums as well. You know, I mean, I the people that I know that are fans of some SM groups are very loyal to their groups. Very loyal. Some of them are company stands. Yes, I understand. There are some that are different. Oh, they did, Maruska. They manage stress management in their video today. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy for this. They really mastered the system. So good. None of them make anything close to what they make for others. Is that true? Would be funny if High would EXO now for main money maker, as BTS will be in military. That's why SM lasted as a company. Mm, blind loyalty. Some artists, early gens, are doing well financially. They build income streams over time through appearances, performances, songwriting royalties. Yeah, the early generations, yes. Yeah. I don't know about the the ones that we have today. I don't know about this. Especially if, for example, if NCT has to divide their paycheck in 20 parts, 25 parts. My. Hmm. Like, you're talented, but the company isn't letting me see or hear you. Yeah, they have that also. That I also heard that they promise, like they made this promise that they will give like more exposure and opportunity to the artists that didn't get much like opportunities in the past. They will focus on working on that. So, you know, that's a good vision. Like, that definitely sounded like they did their homework. They are, at least they are aware that they have. I mean, we know that they have their issues. We, everyone has been witnessing their dirty laundry, but it's good to see that in some, when it comes to the artist, you know that probably this is what the fans we want to know. We don't want to know about your family secrets. We want to know what you're doing with your artists and how are you planning and envisioning to protect them or to make their lives better, to make their performances better. So if they said that, it gives you hope that, I mean, it's a vision. I need to see it put into practice. But at least they did mention that in the in the video. Yes. From the statement I read, they are going to be put to work. Every time I see reading about NCT and money, they don't have much apart from Mark and Taeyong. Yeah, they don't have much. Really, they don't have much. At least at the day. I mean, and this probably has to do with what Samara was saying. You know that there's the money just evaporates from another sources. So I believe that this is, I wouldn't say like it's only affecting NCT, but I believe that probably NCT is one of the the one that had been like affected in the last 3 years, for example, 3 past years. Because every time I read for this group, there's no money. Every time I read for Wavy, there's no money. Like there is for the MBs, the especially the MBs. Mostly the MBs, the scenario, probably a bit of wardrobe. With wardrobe, they do put a lot of effort to somehow, because I believe that they are very competitive when it comes to the MBs. They want their MBs to be, futuristic and expensive looking. But outside of that, they don't have money for other things. So, and I believe that, just like a lot of idols, probably what the guys are wearing is what the fans give them. Yeah, also, if they have like this collaboration with some brands, if they are the ambassador of some brand, of course they are going to be sent, some items. But we also have to acknowledge that there are a lot of idols that what they are using and wearing every day is what the fans give them. Artists shouldn't be expected to produce when they are not ready, nor should be passed by when they are ready to go. The money is divided for the members, so the larger groups suffer. Exactly. Yeah, it's like it's a never-ending row of. Oh, really? Jaehyun filed for bankruptcy last year. Is anyone reading? Yeah, people actually think that the idols live a very glamorous life, and I mean, I don't see it sometimes. I don't see it. I don't see it. Um, like probably for them to have like a sort of like financial stability, they will be able to accomplish that if they keep working in the industry or in any other job afterwards. Maybe they can, I don't know, live a comfortable average life when they turn 50 or 40, 45. But that's why people want, people like us are like, oh, okay, like that, when is he getting married, future spouse readings, and you're like, "Huh, why do you want these guys to get married that fast when they don't, when they cannot even support themselves? Like they live with their members, like in the same room, they share a room, and you want to be their future spouse? Like you better stay at your at your house in your town, and just like let them deal, let them deal with it. Like, come on, don't put too much pressure. Like this guy or this girl, they're struggling, please. Like we all are in our different economies. It's just that they cannot show it openly. What company he got to give for bankruptcy? People tend to think idols are rich. They are responsible for the cost of their clothing, venues, lessons, and other expenses, depending on their contract. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's like, I mean, if you are a BTS member, probably you have the financial stability to be thinking about getting married. Or, you know, I don't know. I believe that they do not move in with their special someone if they are not married, right? their system of belief doesn't allow them, right, to move in with a partner without being married. Of course, if a BTS member would do this, then they don't get paid for for big brand endorsements. It's just part of their job. Yeah, the same thing happened to me, guys. I used to work for a very luxurious skincare brands, and every time we would go to these conventions, and everything, the only thing that we would get are these very tiny samples that some of them were even expired. That's the only gift that the brands give us, for be selling their products. And actually, we had to sell a lot of other brands. It's not just that, but they don't give away things. They it's just like a small sample, like you know so it's not like that's why when people used to buy some expensive creams, and they will be looking at my face and they will be like, oh really, do you use this cream makes your skin look like this? I would laugh to myself, of course. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell them no, like, actually, this is, I don't know, this is genetics, this is what I got, like, this is my face. But the actual, like, very expensive brands, they are the cheapest. They don't want to give anything for free. But they do want you to represent them. Like, you better do your job. You better, because it's as if you are like, you should consider yourself like lucky that you are working for them. But then they give you these small samples, like, you cannot even like cover the half of your face with this, and some of them are expired. So, it's not that glamorous. But yeah, maybe for influencers, um, and for people that probably are a bit more on the exposure kind of side, not the everyday regular worker, um, salesperson. Probably a famous person. For the famous person, yes, they would give probably the whole product away. But to get some kind of review or something like that. But you can file also for personal bankruptcy somewhere else. Not you sharing the debt with Jaehyun. I just bought a soju. I'm in bankruptcy. Ah, yes. Soju is expensive. Mm. I haven't seen a spirit for quite a while. I wonder if she's okay. I believe she said she was studying, right? She was busy with her studies, I believe. Oh no, I cannot check Discord. If I do, I get out of the live. What's going on? Please don't scare me, guys. Please don't scare me. What's going on? What? Yeah, but what about it? Wait a second. I'm going to get my laptop here. Wait. Wait a second, guys. Please don't give me a heart attack. Who is Honey? And aren't NCT members minors? Again? This is like the never ending saga, guys. This is like. Oh, yeah. I figured. Yeah, not NCT, but yeah, but New Jeans, they are minors. And also Mark. Mark is the busiest idol next to Hechan, the busiest person ever. Like, oh my. High labels SM Entertainment current management as untrustworthy and request voting rights for minorities. Oh my. I don't understand these people. Like, they're supposed to like already deciding like I better tune this off because it gets on my nerves. They should be like deciding a strategy already about how they're going to work together instead of being accusing each other. Like, you definitely have to see that this is about them working in the conditions that they want. You know, it's not. Do you want me to put some cards to see if Mark is dating someone? Since we are talking about Mark, but I'm not planning to pull cards for each single female idol and or male idol that there's available in the planet of K-pop. Like, Mark got no time to date. That guy was put to work ever since he was in kindergarten. So imagine. I don't know. I don't know what they call date also. Because dating is something that takes effort and time. And I, I mean, the most I can see from an idol is texting or sexting. But, um, yes, poor guy. Did you see how he's trying not to pass out? Exactly. From exhaustion. Why? Why do you? Why the jumping cards? Why? And I'm here all uncomfortable and I get jumping cards. Oh, this image is very strong. Me too. Let's pull some cards for our Mark Lee. I have to do a general reading for Mark Lee. There's a subscriber that asked me to do a general reading for him. I have to, but first, on Monday I'm going to do a reading for 10 because it's Pisces season. Nobody's trustworthy in their messy kitchen. Nobody. They are just being business people. It's just that they are just like, I don't know. They each of them is like politicians. They have a better speech, and some of them are much more strategic about what they say. But all of them are equally the same. I did a reading for Sun. I did the romantic series. I did it for Sun. It's on my channel. But in this, oh, well, of course, that these cards that, hello Lilian. There are some cards in here that I will not be able to show you because they are very gruesome. Ah, in general. Oh yes, I will do one very soon. Yeah. I love Sun. He's a great guy. He is my bias potentially because he's amazing. I just love him. He's a great guy. I love ATs in general. They are amazing. Amazing people. Okay. Yes, he's racking everyone's bias lately. Okay. Look, hear me out. Hear me out what I have to say about Mark Lee here because I cannot show some cards. I can show a few, but some other one here that you know that it's the 9. What is it? Yeah, it's the 9 of Swords that I cannot show it because it's the card of cruelty and it's gross. So yeah. But he got the Handman, very Mark, Daughter of Earth, and this is the Page of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, and the Lovers. And then from the Oracle, I got the card of Mars in Gemini, decision. So see, this Mars in Gemini talks about decision. He making up his mind, but this sort of action, since we're talking about the placement in Gemini, is a different kind of action. It's not the action where you go and see that person and when you actively go and meet with this person. It's through text, conversations, I don't know, exchange of opinions. Um, it's when you make your mind about something, but it's not like an action, it's more like let's talk. So definitely here with the Hangman and the Page of Pentacles, that here is the daughter of Earth. I would say he's hung up for someone. I will say it's love. I don't think it's love because here I don't have any cards of love. But it's someone that he was left like the Hangman. He was left like this by this person, and somehow he feels very responsible. Somehow he's like, oh, it was me who created this, and I want to sort of like make something to fix this. Here with the cards of the Lovers, definitely I think that Mark is acknowledging that probably he is someone that he's not very good at communicating his needs or his feelings. He's someone that actually he can be very cold with the person, even with the person that he says he likes. In the sense that he has like a great resistance, when there's like people that, for example, I don't know, you feel a bit guilty about something, or you're like, oh, I didn't pay attention to them when I should have, so I'm going to to do what it takes. Actually for him, it's hard to get to Mark's reaction. Mark is not a reactionary person, at least not in the love department or in the dating department. What actually moves him, what accelerates his heart, what gets him to go out there and being all passionate is not relationships, it's not asserting someone. Definitely I believe this is a female here. She could be an earth sign, but this is someone of his age, someone also very young but very near his age. That he could have started talking with this person, or this person could have like initiated a conversation with him. I don't know if it's an idol. Probably it's someone that works with them, that it's very close with them, because that's the only way to get Mark Lee. I mean, to get in his line, he's a workaholic. So for you to get in his line of vision, you have to be working with him or for him. So this is the way you can connect. Otherwise, he's going to ignore you. Definitely, I sense that, when like, I would say he ignores people like on purpose, but his priorities in this lifetime is not the priorities of maybe some guys of his age. His upbringing was very different. His vision of what is happiness or what is being successful is very different. It's very career driven. So for him, what makes him excited is not to see a woman or someone that he's attracted to. Actually, like, with all the cards here, I'm like, does he even feel attraction for someone? Like, he's so unbothered. He's so unbothered. But of course, I don't know if actually this person through communication, let him know that they were a bit disappointed about the way he treated them. Probably they started the conversation and he was very nice, and this person got a sort of like hope that this would be different. And she was waiting for him to do something or to continue this. And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that we were talking because, I'm busy." So slowly he's recognizing that this is not the first time that someone tells him, like, "Hey, like, I'm here, hello, we were talking, you and me, and all of a sudden you disappear." It's like, I know where you are, it's not that you disappear, but it's like, so here with this Mars in Gemini, he's like, I have to be a bit more, I have to change my ways of communication. But his way of communication is probably being a bit more rough, like a bit more straightforward, into telling the person that, okay, we're done talking. Don't wait for my call because I'm not calling. Something like this. He's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I left you hanging. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that this was such a big deal for you. From now on, I will learn to communicate and let you know that my decision is that I don't want to keep continuing talking to you. So and you can move on with your life, and you don't guilt trip me into that I'm an awful person because I didn't answer your text or I didn't call you back, because I never said that I would call you back. But somehow this person is like waiting for him to do something. And I think that this is, I was reading here and I was laughing because when you said Samara, he's such a Leo man. Yes, he's such a Leo man. He was probably being nice. Yes, maybe a bit flirty, a bit flirtatious, but he's like, there was no, like, I was just being nice. Like, it's hard. It's hard even for me to. Uh, there's another level of workaholic, not to not get really interested in anyone. Not really. I think he has people he thinks are attractive, but he just not at a time where he wants to date. Yeah, and honestly, I think that probably for Mark, what he finds attractive could be someone that he sees working. Because I had dated like Virgo Venus people, and what they said to me, that the moments that they found me the most attractive or the most interesting was when they saw me at my workplace, like, taking over my activities and also arranging my things and being concentrated on my task. And so I think that what he finds like attractive is to see someone working. And when I say working, I mean really, like, run and be busy. It's not just like, oh yes, I'm waiting for my turn to do my stand over here while being all pretty and glamorous. No, it's about really roll up your sleeves and start working. Something like this. Something like this. Very, very, like, yes, let's work. Let's move things. Like, let's make things happen. I don't know. Probably if it's someone older than him, I don't know. A female giving them a lecture, or showing them a project about someone, showing them the guidelines, showing them the plans, the planner, the planning, the the processes of I don't know, marketing strategies. You know, those very boring talks. He could actually get like like interested in someone doing that. You know, he would be like, "Oh, she's so beautiful." I would look at her all day talking about work. This is them. Yeah, it's just that it matches his energy, you know, because I believe that probably, you know, I believe that he's a guy that he is such a perfectionist about, you know, what it's like to be working or to be busy, that probably he would despise people that he considers lazy. So in this sense, I can say that probably he has his standards for people. So for example, if you are his partner, or if you are working, if you are a teammate and you work with Mark and he's giving like 150, if you have a scene with him, you better match his energy, because he never rests. He's not a guy that's going to be, oh, I'm so tired, I don't know what to do. No, you better, if you're going to work with Mark, you better be ready. Because all this fire energy that he has in himself, he has no time to be fooling around. He will be like, oh, if you don't know what to do, what you're doing here, you're making us waste our time. I'm working. Or how come you didn't rehearse your lines? You know, you're making me waste my time, my productivity. So, you know, he has his things. You know, he has his things. Yeah, but probably yes. For him, maybe it's attractive. It's attractive to see someone work and talk about work and talk about business ideas. You know, and and you know, people that just even when they leave work, they are still working. Something like that. Something like that. You know, a person that even though they leave the building, they still are working at their houses. For him, it's probably his reality, or he probably wants someone that matches his energy and that is not uncomfortable with the idea that he will be working for a while. And probably if he comes home and he sees you lying on the couch, he will be like, oh no, like, I've been working all day, you know, the typical like speech of, I've been working all day and here I find you laying there. You know, probably he doesn't know how to relax. Even when he says that he's relaxing, he's thinking about next things to do. And this is his personality. This is who he is. You know, it can affect his relationship, yes, of course. Apparently, we are in the middle of older female relationships in Korea trend. What about younger women but with mature thoughts? When they will get a bit older in few years, they will start. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Maruska said it. They could potentially like start with someone older because, you know, they're testing the waters. They are like, oh, should I get, you know, how is this experience like? But then when they get older, they start dating younger people. It's like they reverse the. Yeah, but I believe that Mark, yes, he could date someone of his age, but you have to be very mature and very driven, like him, because he doesn't accept less. And he is, it's not like I said, it's not that he has like he doesn't do this on purpose. It's his personality. He is like this. He's very harsh on himself. He's very like perfectionist, And he should also be perfectionist with the people that he associates himself with. What? This Aquarius man, though, not so much. Aquarius man? My juice is so boring. Tamara, look at this. It's so boring. It's melon flavor. I also had a sandwich before going live, and I just had it very fast. Oh my. I wasn't able to process the food. Oh, dating younger. Gender energy is hard to deal. Um, yeah, maybe. I don't know what you mean by hard to deal, but I mean, Chenle is a fire sign, just like the other guys. Just like, if you have a fire sign, he will most likely be always like trying to have an argument, and probably like do the opposite of what they're told. And it's not easy to get them emotional or to get them to connect with their feelings. They are always like thinking about, okay, what can I get from this situation? Like, what is in this for me? It's all about the I. But they're very fun, very spontaneous. But yeah, as Sagittarius, you have to, get ready to hear some comments because they have some controversial opinions. So even when they really like you, they can drop some bombs and surprise you somehow. So if you are very sensitive, generally it's not for you. It's not for anyone. Like you have to have this level of humor. We should pull some cards for NCT Tokyo to see how they're going to get along. Yes. I'm going to be reading for 10 on Monday. But when you click with the Sag, they can be a beautiful thing. Yes, definitely hope. I love Sagittarius. I love them. They're very fun. They're very fun. It's just that if you're very sensitive, you probably will not get the jokes and you will get offended. And you will always be like somehow like asking things out of them that they are not ready to give you. Let's pull some cards for NCT Tokyo. to see how they will do. Hmm. Take out the cards. There are some cards that I'm not going to show because this deck is controversial. They got the cards of Eight of Wands, Ace of Swords. No, the NCT Tokyo as a unit, Samara. Three of Wands, and the cards of the Devil. That I cannot show it because it has some very harsh images. And then from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, they got the card of Moon in Gemini, adaptability. So, honestly, things are going to move very fast with this group. Probably since they said that they are done like getting members or new members, they already have the formation, the concept, the idea. They have their everything. It's moving very fast. Like they probably had that already like arranged, but because SM being SM, it was left out in the drawer as a draft, and it was forgotten, and now it's been pulled to the surface and be like, oh yes, here it is, we have an idea. Yes, we were supposed to do something with this. Yes, of course, you were supposed to do something with this. There are people waiting. There are people waiting. I'm going to be pulling cards for Yuta later. Definitely, this group has the potential to fly very high, honestly. To really like there's something about the launch literally of this unit that it was very like expected, or like people were waiting for this. So once they released the news of the members, everything, people are ready to buy it. People are ready, like people, and also the members. The members are ready. They are already like, you know, honestly, the members that are in here are hungry, desperate, almost for this opinion. They had been having like a sort of hunger for making a debut. So maybe this is the reason why you will have very strong performances, or you will see them like being very ambitious. The members that aren't here, they are very ambitious, and they have probably there's a lot of fire sign in here, because I see fire sign with a bit of air. But I believe that the air, this Ace of Swords that I see here is the release of the news. The release of the statement is like, okay, we are starting with this unit. This is how it's going to go. This is what you can expect from this. And then from this card, the card of adaptability, the Moon in Gemini. Definitely, I think that they will be fine, like together. But I mean, these members are very smart. They really want to make it. They want to be remembered, and they want to be a unit like you never seen before. They are very competitive. Very competitive. So I think at first, because I see that probably the members, each of them have a very strong aura or a very strong desire of dominance somehow. Even the ones that act very polite and very sweet and very like nice body, you know, like, oh, I'm so nice, like I'm the nice guy in the group. Even that one has a very strong desire to be the best. Because I have the devil card here. So I think that this is something that it's not just the members in the group, but probably it's the company's desire to be more ambitious. There's a reason why they are like NCT Tokyo's happen. I believe that they put it out there because somehow they wanted to switch things, they wanted to change things, they want to distract people. You know, and they are like, okay, we have to get this out now. Because they don't want to lose their possibility of exploring other incomes, you know, other ways of reaching out to a larger audience. But since the devil is here, like there could be like some conflicts behind the scenes because these people are very ambitious. Very ambitious. And the company also, like everyone in there is ambitious. So even though they know they have to work together, there could be moments where their characters, their personalities don't match that well. Because you probably will sense that in their passion to be the best, you can see some discrepancy between the members, you know, like, oh, do you really get along or are you playing for the cameras? Notice? But they have Moon in Gemini. So the advice for them and actually what they will learn in this process of making a debut is to adapt to each other. It's like probably now that they still are not public, it's like they are all buddies. They like each other. You know, it's like, oh, we had fun. And then when they start working with each other, the characters will start to jump, you know, and you will be like, oh, mm. Some comments here and there, and you will be like, But they are very smart. They have the card of Moon in Gemini, so they will be very good with words, you know, disguising a few things, and also like knowing when they are doing too much, probably, you know, when realizing that probably they are taking things too far, you know, but they could have these awkward moments where they are picking on each other, you know, and you would be like, oh no, that's a misunderstanding because it was bad translation. And no, it's actually them like talking about each other. You know, they have this, but I think that, like I said, it has to do with the sort of survival instinct, you know, of they had been waiting for quite a while, you know, and they had been so much promises, and at the same time it had been so much threats and the fear of not making it and the fear of that dream not being able to come true. So they have this fear of losing it. Even though when they have it, and especially now that everything is going to start to move really fast, there will be like a lot of emotions in between, because it's like, oh wow, my dream is finally, like, it's finally becoming a reality, but somehow I don't feel, I feel so confused inside, because it's a mix of, you know, when you want something so bad, and when you finally get it, when you're finally living your dream, and you start to panic, and you start to to fear, and you are like, oh, but what if I'm not good enough? What if I mess up? What if I make a mistake? What if the others make a and you start thinking about the worst scenario. Definitely the guy's unconscious fears could also be triggered by this competitiveness of them. But well, the good thing is that they really want this. This is the good thing. Let's see about Yuta. If Yuta could potentially be part of this unit. I'm sorry, Yuta, that I'm disturbing his energy while he's on his homeland. I'm sorry. He's weird. He's weird. He's weird. Okay. He had the Five of Cups, the Tower, the Eight of Wands, Eight of Cups. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Jupiter in Capricorn, control. This is very, very Yuta, actually. Um, I mean, definitely something has changed in Utah. He definitely got a call. He got an announcement. He got someone is telling him that there are other plans on the way. Like probably he had been feeling very disappointed because there are some things that he wants to accomplish, and of course, SM being SM, he never gets accordingly. Um, so he had been a bit disappointed. Like here with the tower, there could be a change of plans very fast. I don't know. It's like either way he gets it or he doesn't get it, he will be disappointed. Like not disappointed, but it's a sense of being not happy. He got the card of despair. So at the end, whatever decision is made, it's like there's something about it that he's not that happy. Probably if he's in the unit, this means that he loses other projects that he wanted to do solo, or other projects that has more to do with showing himself. Hi, Carlos. Because he got the Jupiter in Capricorn, that is the card of control. So definitely he is a guy that he wants to be in control. So probably yes, he could be a leader. He could be the leader. But it's like for him to accept being part of this unit, it somehow makes him feel a bit like sad for the other opportunities. I don't know why he has this dream that opportunities outside NCT is is the path that he should go to be more independent and to have control over his career. Somehow being part of NCT concept, it's beginning to feel a bit like small for him, and he since he got a taste of other, he wants control. This is the like and and honestly, when you are the leader of a group, you somehow are like the spokesperson between the company and the members. It's not like you really have the control of the group. And he wants control. He craves control over his activities. He wants to experience that opportunity of like, okay, I got this deal in Japan, I'm going, or I'm going over there and I'm going by myself. And it's me representing the group, or it's me, I think that he is a guy, honestly, that the times I read for Yuta, he had always had the opportunity to be like a leader, like somehow an inspiration for others, a mentor, but he's not interested in being someone's mentor. He doesn't want to be Yuta and his followers. Like, he wants to be left alone. Like, he hates to have the responsibility of having to rule others. Okay, like, this is what we're going to do today. He's much more like, like, you'll never be me. So, Yuta is not someone that you can like copy paste, because he worked so hard on differentiate himself from others that even though what they can have in common is that they share the same nationality, some of them, his experience is his own. And honestly, he's thinking about himself. And somehow this arrival of news, because we have the Tower and the Eight of Wands. So definitely, we learned about this today. So for him, it was like, okay, the Tower was already moving in his life, a lot of changes, a lot of movement, a lot of abrupt changes. But somehow, a news is coming to his way, and he's like, I thought I would be more excited. But now I don't know what to feel. It's not that he's unhappy. He's not unhappy. But he's a bit like, ah, great. Something like this. Like, okay, like. But also, he's a very smart guy. He's a very smart guy because, you just have to. Yeah, Yuta wants more money. He got the Empress card. I tried to clarify the Eight of Cups and I got the Empress card. So yes, he wants to start growing his own business. Honestly, he wants to create more opportunities to make more money. And probably he had other deals, or he's thinking about other ways of making money with his image. And if you notice this, the card of Jupiter in Capricorn. Do you see this? This person very calmly, very, very composed, somehow sitting on the world. Do you see it? This is his posture. He is not nor happy nor shook by the news. He's just in control. And probably this is the posture that he will have for quite a while. It's like he's a guy that, he's just observing the situation. He's observing, he's watching the chaos. He's not middling in. He's not getting He's not like mixing his energy with the rest. He's like an observer, very quiet, very put together, like, okay, the world is falling, but he is in this, and he has control because he's on top of it. He is like observing the whole situation. This is why he doesn't have an opinion about this. He knows that change, and probably a lot of people are coming to him, probably congratulating him and trying to get a response out of him. Like, oh, we heard the news. Like, what do you think about it? And he's like, no comments. Nor positive nor negative. No comments. And why is this? It's because him as a foreigner, or him as someone who had always been felt like he wasn't one of them. He learned to be this outside force of like, okay, I'm just waiting here in the corner and I'm observing everyone. And I'm waiting for my opportunity. When they call me, I will go, I will get things done, that's it. But he had learned that in order to succeed in this moment in particular, and also in this chaos, in this very competitive chaos, is to be in control. Even when he himself is not in control, but he will look, he will act, he will show you that he's in control. This is just a poster. And he's also protecting himself. He's a very wise guy. He's a very wise, but also he's very smart. Yuta doesn't consider everyone a friend. For him to trust you, you have to go through a lot of things with him. And just because you share the same nationality doesn't make you his friend. It's like he's very, he separates himself, he separates his emotional nature. Of course, on camera he will show you what you want to see. But on the outside, when he's behind the cameras, he is very selective about where he puts his energy and his time into. And what he plans to do is a mystery. But, rest assured that whatever is going to happen with him, he's going to try to make the most of it. Because if I see that in the group there's a lot of people like ambitious, I believe that Yuta is the most ambitious of them all. Sounds like Yuta needs to negotiate for what he wants. It's just that he's used to not getting what he wants. So he's like, okay. He signed that 10-year contract. It's too late. It's funny because I bet he wants to slap it out his 16-year-old self. But in the way of decide concepts, songs, or about him in particular. Well, Temin was able to change his role in Super M with the help of the members and on air. It's not over for Yuta to get what he wants. I think he feels enough in idol industry. Temin is enough. He wants to experience other paths. He's dissatisfied. Yeah. Like, he definitely got the memo. He definitely got the news. Because he has the swiftness and the tower. So a news, like something, a message came to him, and it somehow like ended a cycle of all these chaotic things that are happening, that are still happening, because we are still getting more videos about these, endless battles about, who is trustworthy and who is not trustworthy. So, do you see why I get this card of Yuta wanting to be in control? Because if you see the people that runs or pretends to run this company, they are so out of control. Imagine the artists, how they must feel, being pulled in a lot of directions, and you've been worried at the same time. But I think that he started disappointed. So maybe, the news about what happened with Lisuman and Hive, he began the reading with the card of disappointment, with the card of feeling very, very sad about it. Like, oh my, this is, I don't feel good about this. I don't like it. Like, we should have done better. We should have been better. Better decisions should have been made, you know. So then he got the tower, and then he got the Eight of Wands. That the Eight of Wands is like an abrupt change, and something, a news that slaps you on the face, and it's like, I don't know, you wake up and you find like, I don't know, 50, 100 messages on your phone. And you're like, whoa, what happened? Like, what's going on? So he got the news. He got a message. He got a message. He got a confirmation. But for him, since I don't see cards of like, I don't see cards that talk about work, like building something or preparing for something. I got a card that talks about an emotional state. That it's about like, I'm not happy nor unhappy. Like, I'm like in a transition where a lot of things had hit me emotionally, and the only thing I know is that I am a bit in a swamp here, and I don't know. So this is why he's like being a bit like detached, probably, trying to separate himself from what the others say or what the others tell him. He's like, okay, yes, whatever information you have, I heard it, I read it, I find out about it, but just let me be. I have no opinions about this. Mm, I mean, change is coming for him. Change definitely is coming for him. So probably he got the Page of Cups and the Death card. So change is coming for him. Change is inevitable for him. A transformation is going to happen, and it's going to come. Yeah. Yeah, and he will take it like it's part of the job. It's part of keep working. But he had the moon in Capricorn. A lot of Capricorn energy. So definitely he could, like some people say, he could be a leader. Because he got moon in Capricorn. And before he got Saturn, not Saturn, Jupiter in Capricorn. That is the 10th house, the house of work. So yeah, probably yes, there could be, but I don't know why there's no. I don't know. Maybe I should read for him in some other occasion. Because I sense that he's a bit blue. Like he's a bit like a lot of things have happened to him. I don't know what is it, but a lot of things have happened to him emotionally in this short period of time. So I don't know why he's so heartbroken about. Like so like there's a feeling of, you know, I'm not so happy. Mm, mm. Yeah, and also for, despite we often talk about, the death card, or the death card, the transformation, everything we often associate it with the Scorpio, but sometimes a Scorpios has like a hard time like adjusting to change. Sometimes they, like, this is why transformation happens for them, and sometimes they do not have time to react to the things that happen. So it seems like something in them, it breaks, like it's very deep, and it's very irrational, that it doesn't have anything to do with the people involved, or that he has something against those members. No, it's more about his life, and he got the card of control, so probably he is someone that at the end of the day, what would make him the most happy is to have this sense of control over his life, which I believe that with everything that is going on, he somehow feels like there's no control around him, like everyone is going crazy, and he feels very like intoxicated by that energy. The energy is very low. The energy is full of fears, is full of uncertainties. It's like I said, you wake up one day and you have a different news, you know. So, definitely that can make someone like feel a bit like lost, like at least he's in a place where he just wants to survive, but if you ask him if he would want things to be this way, he would probably be like, I wish things were different for me. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he was offered something and he wanted to go that way. 10 has been learning Japanese for the last 18 months. Wonder if he's part of NCT Tokyo. I don't know. I hope not. I mean, 10 has like his individual projects. Like, did they say how many members NCT Tokyo are going to have? Because yeah, Lipton, yeah, Lipton, where he's at. Please, Marushka, let him where he is. Poor guy. uh, Actually, people that are not in citizens, but they just are curious about their individual works, they love them. They love them. They probably are not a fan of the rest of the guys, but they love them. Mark number two. So this is the thing. If Yuta like goes to NCT Tokyo, he has to do this like double presentation, like being with NCT 127 and also with Tokyo, or he has to decide which way to go. I mean, not decide because I'm sure they will decide for him, but oh, Super M too. If 10 is NCT Tokon this year, he has solo too. I don't know. Super M still has a plan. He's gonna be so busy. Yuta is putting Mark in his luggage to debut him in NCT Tokyo. I have no idea. I have no idea, Carlos. Carlos, tomorrow night we're going to do a VC because we wanted to have some drinks, but we didn't. Actually, I didn't like buy. I don't have alcohol in my house, so we were thinking about doing a VC tomorrow night. So if you want to join us, you are invited as well. So yes, bring your drinks. I'm sure Yuta wants to put Mark in his luggage. He's obsessed with that guy. Wait, now I gotta get alcohol for real. Oh, you didn't want to spend, right? Assuming for American market too. Mm. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so confused. Like, I don't know. I want to get. Okay, help me to make a better question about this subject. I'm going to use this deck. I'm going to change to this deck to see if we get, because the other one had very heavy like images. So help me rephrase better the question. What should we ask about NCT Tokyo? Like to somehow have like a much more expansive version. I will not be surprised at all if Yuta is in NCT Tokyo. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he should, but he did mention that he did mention in a fan call that he was planning to release like an individual, some kind of rock song that he wants so bad. So I don't know if that's the style that he will do with NCT Tokyo. Like I will buy whatever, if Yuta is in it, I will buy whatever NCT Tokyo releases. I don't care. Like I will save my money and I will work extra hours just to get NCT Tokyo merchandise because my bias would be in there. But you know, I just want him to do what he makes him happy. You know, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just that Yuta is a very complex guy. You know, this is something that we often have to have into consideration that he's a very complex guy. He's not a black and white person. You know, he's someone that you know he. Nah, we did a reading you. A reading Utah for you, Mark is falling. What? Nah, we did a reading Utah for you, Mark is falling. It's failing. It's failing. Maybe he could spend more time with his family if the promotions are in Japan. So happy you mark marriage. See, see, Samara, she didn't watch my you mark tarot reading. See, I that's why she doesn't know. Yeah, whatever Utah does, we are here for it. So what should we ask? To do like a proper question about this new. Okay, we can do this. I can pull three cards each. Yuta on one side, NCT Tokyo. Sorry guys, I got disconnected for a second. Sorry. I'm going to I'm going to like say again what I wanted to say. I can put I can place Utah's energy on one side, NCT Tokyo's energy on the other side, and then in the middle we can see the group. But also, like, there's this other guy that hasn't debuted. He's not Japanese, and he's going to be in NCT Tokyo, right? Our baby Bark is growing up, so he's starting to learn to put boundaries to people. He's growing up. He's maturing. Okay. Uh, why are these people so complex? Like, Yuta got the Two of Swords, the Empress. So see, he already is working on something. He already has something. And Six of Pentacles. Then NCT Tokyo, they got the King of Pentacles, so they're starting rich. Two of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, and this card came out extra. This wasn't supposed to be here, but it jumped out. Five of Wands. Then their energies as an overall, they got King of Cups, King of Swords, Five of Cups. I wanted an answer, and I'm not getting an answer here. So yes, this is reading for SM artists, everyone. I'm not getting a proper answer for this. Um, for example, in case of Red Velvet, which seems that even the staff was angry with the members. Hmm. I mean, from Yuta's perspective, first of all, he feels a bit like, I don't know, like like between two options, between his mind and his heart. But he has the Empress, so there's a lot of growth. There's um, a lot of growth in him. So whatever he has to do is like he already has the potential. He's a guy that he like. If this is a reality, he will be like, yeah, I already have the potential. And also him being very like very proud and also acknowledging that yes, you will be lucky to have me. Because he's here like the empress, like I know everything that I put my vision into, and everything that I do, it's prosperous. So definitely Yuta knows his value. He knows that if he is in NCT Tokyo, it's like, I know I have the power. I know I have the influence, and probably this group will be very successful if I need. So this is why he's like, but what is it in it for me? Like, and also here with the Six of Pentacles, he's like reviewing the whole planning. Reviewing. Okay, what's on your mind? So I don't know. Maybe they ask him for some kind of advice more than him being part of the group. Whatever it is, he feels very like proud of himself. He's like, oh, you come to me for my advice. And I don't think that this is now. I believe this had been always like this. But before these all things happened, he was like, oh, you're asking me because, yes, like, you know, I'm a business person, or I have experience in this. I have been doing this for a while. So, but he's not sure. So I don't know if this plan, it seems like the news run really fast, but the outcome is not, and also the potential of the people involved, the members, everything is there. But it seems like the planning, the arranging, this is not going to happen so fast as people think. The news really jump out, like I told you from the beginning. And please, if this comes true, whatever I'm saying and rambling about today, please remember that we talked about this in this live. Because then they ask me again, oh, but what do you think about NCT Tokyo? What do you think about? And I already said it in my life. So I'm not going to be pulling more cards. Like, this is what I'm getting. Please listen or watch my lives. I will not repeat myself. Um, yeah, it seems like the news came out really fast. Like I was mentioning in the first time I pulled cards for NCT Tokyo. It's Yeah, I do. I always put it in the title. It's in the title. It's just that people don't want to bother to watch the whole until they get what they want. Um, for me, it's like they released this idea or this statement to somehow like calm down people, and to somehow distract people. Like, yay, we have good news. It's like, we have good news, like here we have something we have figured out. We don't know much about what's going on with us, but this is great. We have this figured out. So, and then you have this. It's like you're still in the planning process. It's like, and Yuta is here with all his potential, with all his majestic self, like thinking about potential business and options to make more money, and you interrupt him to get him like this. And he's like, please stop interrupting my activities. Like, I want to get back to work. I want to make money, and you're interrupting me for what? To talk about plans? Like, And he's right. Like, what can I say? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, guys. It's just that I get really like, because it's very confusing. It's like I think that we are asking something that it's already green. It's already like, and then from the NCT Tokyo potential members, like the members that are, we have the King of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, then we have the Five of Pentacles. So we have options. We have we will adapt. Like they got the Moon in Gemini, the card of adaptability. The guys, look, the guys have already mastered themselves. These are not trainees anymore. These guys really have a lot of potential. These guys are a King of Pentacles. The potential that they have. So they should have been debuted a long time ago, actually, because they already have the image of a king. So there's a lot of maturity and a lot of stability and consistency in their craft, in their talent. They are not children; they are men, and they come with a very strong energy. But here, they are being asked, to somehow, okay, adapt to what we have, because we are going through changes. So you will have to adapt, here and there and there and there. And they are like, okay, yes, we will adapt with what we know, with what we have been working for. Actually, the in this guy's training, there's a lot of money involved. I'm not going to lie. Like these guys came to this sort of mastery of themselves because there's a lot of money involved here. So yeah, probably a lot of practicing. A lot of money put into their appearance. A lot. So they are prepared. They are prepared. But then they have the Two of Pentacles. That is like, oh great, the things are starting to move for us. So yes, even though we are just starting, we are adapting. And then you have the Five of See. I mean, their energies is moving, but it's moving backwards. It's like you were praised for your whole potential, and all of a sudden the opportunities are a bit like, you know, limited. It's not everything shines like gold in here. And then you have, like I mentioned, Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. No, Five of Wands. There is a kind of competition. Like, didn't I mention that they could potentially like have some adaptation problems, because a lot of them, especially if they start with this very stubborn energy, they have a lot of experience and they are very good at their job. So they will become very greedy. And when you are very greedy, disagreements start to happen. And when you feel like things are not the shiny and glamorous, and you feel like you don't have enough choices, you start to argue or be more competitive, and instead of joining your forces and working together, you start fighting each other. So, these guys, if I mean, they would be wasted potential if they are not put right away to work. Like they are more than ready. They should have debuted a long time ago, because it feels like. And then here for the group, you have the two kings. You have the King of Cups and the King of Swords. That this could represent the two clowns, or the different sides of the clowns that we have fighting for the company and everything involved. And you have this, the Five of Cups. So these people here probably are you know, the reason why this is still on paper, and somehow the energies are not very, like, the idea is great, really, like you brought a smile to our faces for a few hours, but what is the effort, what is the work, what is the consistency? We know what are we going with this? When are we starting? Are we starting now? Are we starting tomorrow? Like, you know. So I don't know, guys. This is all I have to say. I don't see much. I don't see much. Definitely, it's the same like when I read for the Lucas situation. Like when he got the photo with Chris Lee, and we were all excited because he was showing a picture with the seal, and all of a sudden his energy was still in the moon card, and then he got the seven of pentacles that it was about being patient and waiting for results because it's not. And then this guy, Chris Lee, he got the card of the hermit. So of course he's hiding, he's focusing on himself because he was about to drop this bomb about his issues with his uncle, and his uncle also fighting another. So it's complex. It's complex. But yes, I think that it's this, like the progress of this project, it has a lot to do with how things develop between these two CEOs or these two higher ups still having their issues. These are two strong forces like fighting each other, and there's going to be a lot of moments of feeling very disappointed. You know how I got these cards for Yuta, of him being very disappointed emotionally, feel very drained, very like, oh, you know, a bit like, I really don't know how to feel right now. Something like this, because I believe that this is not over, and it's going to, some new things are going to come out, and it's going to take a while. Things are moving, things are changing, definitely this is happening, yes. But it's green still. It's just that they had this need to push the news, like somehow slap you with this news. It's like, look, we are working for NCT because we want NCT to be better. And we bought it. We were like, oh, really? You're thinking about our artists? We are so happy. But yes, let's wait and see. I personally think that the CEOs are just releasing things without consent, such cell phone plans, yeah. Like the board meeting hasn't happened yet. Yeah, they're stating some things that probably they're not ready yet, or they do not have the, like you said, the permission. They do not have the permission to say such a things. But yeah, it's confusing, guys. It's confusing. Like, I'm not going to lie. I wish I could be a bit more straightforward with the answers, being like yes, no. But for the time being, everything, I believe that everything related to this is going to be messy. So I'm really sad for my bias because I was expecting him to be a bit more happy about this. But well, he must have his reasons. He must have his reasons to have this strong desire of remaining in control. Because he probably also like is intuitive enough to somehow observe a few things, and he's like, I know where this is going. So this is, like, probably a lot of people are like, oh, you should be happy for this, and he's like, I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, I definitely trust his the way he feels things, but um he's not satisfied. He's not satisfied with how things are going, um, and he doesn't want to lose control over his persona or his image, because he had like gained and he had grown so much. He grew so much with his image, and he had done it by himself. So it's like, oh, now you want my image, you know. So he does have a point. So, and also it's like we have to recognize that also the fans, Utah fans, they have done a lot of work for Utah. They are always like, since he's my bias and I started following his content, the fans are very, they really support him and they try to do what SM doesn't do, so, and it's like we were discussing, everything that he's in we will support, because I believe, I always like, when we talk about why our biases are our biases, I believe for the people that we feel a sort of like connection with Utah, where we actually like Utah and somehow we want him to be successful, it's because somehow we see ourselves reflected in him. And maybe for our own personal experiences, life hasn't been easy for us, or for us to actually like have a place, or have a sort of protagonism. We had to work harder, do double effort, like really like, and not give up. Even though a lot of people tell us that we are not good, or that we shouldn't be doing what we're doing, we shouldn't be wasting our time, and in Utah it's sort of like representation of just wanting to make your dream come true and just not stopping until you see it. And this also has to do with agree to certain things that probably he's not 100, like we were talking, probably signed in that contract when he was like 16-year-old. It's not, he has changed. He's not the same guy. He had grown. He's not the same guy. He's not the same guy. He probably wants different things. But he's also not a quitter. He's not a guy that he's going to quit, or he's going to like leave his members. He's not going to do it. But at the same time, there are some hints in Utah's energy that he's like, yes, I work for this, but I don't compromise my spirit. Like, you can have my image, yes, have it, use it, but there's a part of me that you cannot own. So, he knows what he's doing. He knows it. Could it be other relationship concerns for Utah? Yeah, probably that too. Mm, probably. Just that I think that for the cards that he gets, um, there's something about Utah energy feeling very. It's about loneliness, but it's about regretting things from the past. Probably he regrets the way he behaves with the people that love him. And when I say the people that love him, I'm not talking about the fans. I'm talking with real people in his everyday life, or who he has a connection with. Probably he also is not that good at, putting the effort in relationships. Or actually, I don't know, he realizes how valuable that person was once he loses that person, or once that opportunity is gone. So he's the guy that he has a lot of regrets. Yeah, he has a lot of regrets. He tends to sabotage his relationships a lot. It's like he draws you in at first. It's like you feel like there's this invitation to intimacy, but then when it gets too intimate, he pushes you away. You know, of course, he has his reasons. You know, he has his life. His lifestyle is not easy, but um, I guess he could be more lucky in love. I mean, that he could. I don't think that, sometimes I do read for idols and I see that their energy is like filled with bad decisions, but it's more about them not choosing the right person. And and from my perspective, reading for Yuta, I believe that he had encountered good people, like good potential uh, partners, and he decided to walk away from them, or he decided to put an end to things because things were getting too intense. He was getting like too close, and he just maybe he started to get obsessed with that person, and him knowing that he has like a lifestyle that doesn't allow him. Like, I mean, these people has to be, first of all, they have to be obsessed with their careers because this is their lives, at least for now. So probably, he had to make certain decisions and walk away from certain people that were really good for him. Because actually, I could see a bit of toxicity. I think I believe I read for him the first time that I did a reading for him, and a romantic an ideal romantic partner. I do have I always, whenever I pull cards for him, it's like it's not that I'm getting his ideal. It's more that I'm getting probably his past experiences. Like, they are very present in there. But that's what I see. I see that if he wanted to have a relationship, like a good one, or a good person next to him, he could have had that with someone, with different people actually. Like, um, but in those eras, in those different stages of his life, he wasn't ready, and he still thinks he's not ready. But he gets melancholic. He thinks about what could have happened. If um, he gets very melancholic, very nostalgic. He thinks a lot about the past, and he regrets. But he will not say it. But he regrets a few things, and probably um, he doesn't sleep very well because of this. Um, a very complex guy, a very complex guy. But from what I got, I cannot say that he had, you know, I don't know, relationships with people that were trying to manipulate him or something like that. No, I believe that they were like good for him. It's just that, his life, his life is very demanding. Yeah, but it's tough. It's tough because he wants to be closer to someone, and he cannot like control that about him, especially when he has this sort of like um he already is used to that person presence, or he is used to talk to them very frequently. He forms a sort of like um routine, so for him to realize that he cannot have that the way he wants to, because it's not that he doesn't want anything with them. He cannot give them the amount of, a proper relationship. He cannot give them that. He cannot. because it's dangerous. It's dangerous for those people as well. It's dangerous. I'm sure Utah has a lot of stalkers, a lot of stalkers, because we were talking about it, about how he, we were talking about, how he somehow the ones that we have like, a love and admiration for him, and he's our bias, and you have to think that also Utah is a representation of who we are. So if Utah, it's a very like, you know, very strong and very intense person, imagine his fans. His fans are equally intense as him and very fixated like him, you know, very similar to his energy, very obsessive even. So, you know, in that sense, you know, there could be some troubles if some things do come out to light. And just like I say this, I also have to say that probably, just like there could be some crazy fan going around, he could also have some loyal fans that protect his image at all costs. And with this, I mean, especially in Japan, I get the energy from not from Korea, from Japan, that when he is over there, whatever he's doing in his country or whatever he places that he goes to, or you know, if someone sees but they are so reserved and so protective of him that they don't release it to the public. The fans like arrange between each other of being this secretive, of being this sort of coven. This cannot go out to light. We have to keep this in the shadows. Because just like Yuta can have this, magnetic, obsessive, yes, very heavy energy, he's also a very loyal person. And I believe that probably his fans are very loyal as well. So, if maybe they see something, they will cover for him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what came out to me actually, Samara, but I just had that. I had that. Like sometimes I do have that. I have those moments where I don't need the cards, but I just see things, and I don't know why I said it out loud, but I got this very strong, like, I don't know. I felt like this. I felt like this. Like this intuition. Sometimes I do this. I say this without cards involved. Um, but yeah, this is how loved he is. Um, and I mean, he wants to be a better person. That's really, he wants to be a better person. He also feels awful about not being able to have a proper relationship. But you know, we are not him, so it's, it's I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He must have his issues as well. So you know, he must have his reasons to push people away. Yeah, like idols, like fans. Yeah, guys. So I guess we're going to wrap this here because I'm tired, and we've been talking. I've been talking for 2 hours and a half, and you didn't stop me not even once. But yeah, probably. Well, tomorrow we're going to do BC. Um, and then probably on Sunday I'm going to go live at 10 at 10 a.m. So we can pull cards for other groups or other subjects that you want to talk. We talked enough about the SM world, but yeah. So Oh, thank you guys. I love that little rose. It's so beautiful. Um, so yes, we will be talking on Discord, and then on Sunday, if other people want to join, we will be here on 10 a.m. my time. So yes, enjoy your weekend, guys. Let's pray to be drama free in this in a few hours.